As we all know, nearly 3,000 Americans were killed on 9/11, and joining us now are two people whose faces were so haunting to us with grief and simply being stunned at what happened in the hours after 9/11. They are Dave McCourt, whose wife and daughter, Ruth, and 4-year-old Juliana, died that day on the plane that went in the second tower. Juliana, by the way, on her way to Disneyland. And also Alice Hoagland, whose son Mark Bingham helped fight back against the terrorists who hijacked Flight 93, that brave crew that shouted out, "Let's roll," and then tried to make such a difference. And I thank you both for being with us once again. And I do feel that our lives over these 10 years have been a parallel consciousness about what you went through. Alice, let me just ask you this morning, do you believe it? Do you need proof?
I believe it utterly, and I am very pleased. It was remarkable to hear former National Security Advisor Richard Clark describe the Navy SEAL operation that took out Osama bin Laden. I believe it absolutely, and it is heartwarming news. It is a fitting end to a very violent beginning that Osama bin Laden himself began for us.
And Dave McCourt, what did you do at the moment you heard?
Well, interesting enough, the first I heard was 2:30 this morning, Diane, when your studio called and asked if I would appear this morning, and she explained what I was appearing for, and she said Obama had been killed. And I remember that there was a feeling of elation, in one sense, that justice had been served, but on the other hand, it's sort of a bifurcated feeling that we as Americans were wondering, did this mass murderer of so many Americans, is he getting away with murder? Justice had to be served at some point. So there was a feeling of elation, but for those of us who lost so much on 9/11, it wasn't totally closure. So there was elation and also, for me, sadness attached to it, because it was a reminder of what I lost. So those are my feelings that I'm walking around with right now, and so proud of our military for what they have done, and proud of America for doing what was right.
You know, Dave, I was looking back at one of our interviews over the year, and you said to me, this is too much pain. This is just too much pain.